The world does not wake up all at once, it spills into consciousness like milk poured into black coffee. At 4:30 a.m., the air in the valley is not yet air, it is a cold, blue vapor that clings to the skin and smells faintly of crushed mint and wet slate. I stood on the back porch, my fingers curved around a heavy stoneware mug. The coffee inside was black, bitter, and hot enough to scald, but against the damp chill of a late May morning, it felt like holding a small, benevolent sun. Ahead of me lay the garden, though to anyone else, it might have looked like a battlefield before the first trumpet sound. The rectangular plot, 50 feet by 80, was fenced in by weathered cedar posts and chicken wire that had begun to rust at the grass line. In the half-light, the soil looked dark, almost purple, holding the shadows of the night within its furrows. A low mist hung over the tomato cages, turning them into a row of skeletal sentinels guarding nothing but potential. Most people see a garden as a hobby, pleasant diversion between the hours of domestic obligation and professional ambition. They picture wicker baskets filled with perfect, unblemished zucchini and women in straw hats smiling at sunflowers. They do not see the violence of it. They do not see the war against the couch grass, the ruthless execution of the hornworm, or the ache that settles into the small of the back after 5 hours of turning clay. I took a final, long swallow of coffee, feeling the caffeine hit the back of my throat like a spark thrown into dry brush. The day was waiting. The dirt was waiting. I stepped down from the porch, my heavy leather boots sinking into the dew-soaked grass with a soft, rhythmic crunch. The grass was long, I need to mow it by Sunday, and within 3 steps, the dark leather of my boots turned black with moisture. The cold seeped through the wool of my socks, sharp shock that banished the last lingering cobwebs of sleep. At the gate of the garden, I paused. The latch was an old piece of iron wire twisted into a loop. It was cold to the touch, leaving a grey smudge of oxidation on my thumb. As I lifted it, the gate gave a familiar, low groan, a complaints department sound that I had grown to love over the years. It was the official opening ceremony of my Saturday. Inside, the silence was absolute, save for a single, distant robin testing its voice against the grey sky. The air smelled of wood smoke from a neighbor's chimney and the sharp, clean scent of turning earth. My mission today was threefold: clear the winter debris from the back perennial bed, till the center rose for the nightshades, and plant the legacy beans that had been sitting in an envelope on my kitchen counter for 3 weeks. I set my empty mug on a flat-topped fence post, rolled up the sleeves of my flannel shirt, and reached for the spade. The spade was an old English tool with a T-shaped handle carved from ash wood. The wood had been smoothed by decades of friction, polished by the oil of my father's hands and now my own, until it felt less like a tool and more like an extension of my forearm. The steel blade was nicked and scratched, grey-blue where the factory paint had long since worn away. But I had sharpened it the night before with a flat file. It was ready to cut. I started in the perennial bed. Last year's echinacea and sedum stood like brittle brown ghosts, their seed heads long since picked clean by the winter goldfinches. To the untrained eye, these dead stalks are neatness's enemy, something to be cleared away in November. But if you leave them, they protect the crown of the plant from the killing frosts of January. Now, with the soil warming to a steady 55 degrees, their watch was ended. I drove the spade into the earth. Thwack! The blade cut through the fibrous roots of a stray dandelion with a satisfying, muffled snap. I leaned my weight began to drive it 6 inches deep, then pried back on the handle. The earth gave way with a wet, sucking sound, rolling over to reveal its underside. To understand a garden, you must first understand that dirt is not dead. The soil here was a rich loam, the product of 5 years of leaf mold, chicken manure, and kitchen scraps turned over and over until the individual identities of apple peels and oak leaves were lost in a collective, dark anonymity. As the clod broke apart, I saw them, 3 fat, pink earthworms, glistening in the early light, driving away from the sudden exposure. They were the engineers of this kingdom, tunneling through the dark, leaving behind nutrients, aerating the heavy clay so the delicate roots of the delphiniums could breathe. I gently pushed a clod of earth back over them, shielding them from the crows that were already gathering on the power lines above. As I worked my way down the row, clearing the dead stalks and tossing them into a rusted wheelbarrow, my mind began to clear. The chatter of the week, the emails unanswered, the bills to be paid, the low-level anxiety of modern existence, began to recede, replaced by the rhythm of the work.